Good evening. My name is Nwanehiodo Amarachi Ehikemdi. Today I want to speak on a topic in literature and English, figures of speech. What are figures of speech? Figures of speech are words used in writing that are not meant to be taken literally. Writers, dramatists, poets all make use of figures of speech. And the aim of using the figures of speech is to give an in-depth meaning to what they are teaching, to make you think deeper than what meets the eye. There are lots and lots of figures of speech used in literature, but for this video I'm going to dwell on 5. And the 5 I want to talk about are the simile, the metaphor, the irony, the personification, and the hyperbole. Simile, what is simile? If you hear the word simile, you know it comes from the root word similar, and similar means to look alike. Simile is a figure of speech we use to compare two things that are not equal, that are not the same, but we compare the qualities that they both share using as or like. For example, if you say Ade is as tall as an Iroko tree, you know that Ade is not a tree, but we are comparing the quality of height. So Ade is as tall as an Iroko tree is an example of simile. The next is metaphor. Metaphor, just like simile, compares two unequal things, but this time we do not make use of as or like. We say this is that. For example, you say Ade is an Iroko tree. You know we're comparing them, but this time without as or like. We go to the next one, which is the hyperbole. What's the hyperbole? Like the name implies, hyperbole is a figure of speech that is used for exaggeration. You use hyperbole when you want to exaggerate or make emphasis on something. For instance, if I say, I told you to stop that 1,000 times, it doesn't necessarily mean I said it 1,000 times, but it means I've said it over and over again, and to create emphasis or to make you know that obviously I've said it over and over again. I can say, yeah, I've said it 1,000 times. Now another example, I can say, I'm so hungry I can finish an elephant. Well, you know that nobody can finish an elephant, but just to create the exaggeration, that is what a hyperbole does. Now we go to the fourth one, which is the personification. And the word personification is gotten from the word person. Now when you give human qualities to non-living things, that is what we call personification. Personification simply means giving human qualities to non-living things. For instance, if I say, the snow danced around my nose, we all know that snow is not a living thing, but when I say it danced, I'm giving human qualities to it. So that is personification. Another example of personification is when you say that the trees are waving. Trees don't wave, but when the wind blows and it moves this way and that, we can say, yeah, the trees are waving. That is personification. Now the last but not the least for this class is the irony. What's an irony? An irony is when you use irony when you say something where you mean the opposite of what you said. For instance, if I say, maybe I failed in my classes and my exams, and my mommy asks me, I say, yeah, I met straight A's. You know, I'm saying just the opposite of what I actually meant. So when you use irony, you say something but meaning the exact opposite. You can also say, for instance, you can say, you see a dirty place, you can see a dirty place, and you say, wow, this place is very neat and well kept. You're saying the opposite. That is irony. So with these 5 figures of speech I've talked about, I hope you can be able to pick out 1 or 2 things that we use in writing, and writers use it to make their reading, their work fun, to make it interesting, and to kind of pique your interest on the work of art. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful evening.